What a year it's been for metalcore. These are the top 25 albums and EPs. Yes, I included EPs in this list just because there were so many good ones released this year. But yeah, these are the top 25 core albums. There's some that are hardcore. There's some that toe the line on metalcore. Feel free to disagree with me in the comments. Let me know your top 10, top 25, whatever you want to do. But yeah, let's go ahead and start this list. And to start, God damn it. And to start, I'm Chris Metalcore. Follow me on TikTok and be sure to subscribe to this channel. It'll help a lot. And again, leave a comment down below. Let's start with number 25.
Now I'm a candle burning at both ends. Come get it!
Kingdom of Giants Bleeding Star EP. This EP from front to back, honestly, Kingdom of Giants has always been a really sound band, and I feel like throughout the member changes, members coming back, everything that's been going on in their camp, they were just really able to deliver an extremely polished EP from front to back. If you haven't heard it, go check it out. Number 25. Let's go number 24.
Kill my head off, you'll see the man's alright, taking the best of me.
Be focused. There's a place for me on earth. This band is a smaller band. They were kind of one of my breakthrough bands of 2024. They're just incredibly sound musicians. A perfect blend of heaviness, that fresh new metalcore sound, and their single "Crooked Mind" is one of my favorite singles of this year. Number 23.
This.
People Watching by 156 Silence. I know this is going to make people feel some type of way because it was so high on everybody's list, like you're talking top 5. This is an extremely, extremely sound album. But in 2024, there was a ton of good releases, and I just feel like this one, it's an amazing piece of work. It really is, but I think compared to other things on this list, I just had to put them so low on it. But nonetheless, People Watching, an amazing album. I See Stars Split. I didn't like this run of releases whenever it first came out, I'll be honest. However, this really grew on me, especially the single Split. If you haven't heard it, it's amazing. All around just top 10 production. The synth work on this EP is crazy. It's probably not my favorite piece by I See Stars. However, an extremely polished piece of work. So yeah. Next up is a band that I hear nobody talk about at my 21 spot, Axty. Axty is an amazing band, and if you've heard of them, they do like a lot of like memecore and stuff, but they're relentless. They're awesome musicians, amazing guitar work, probably some of the best guitar work on an album in 2024. But yeah, go check out Axty, and on top of dropping an album, they just dropped a 2-track EP with Dismay being one of my favorite singles of the year as well. So yeah, go check out Axty, number 21.
Watch me fucking play. Watch me.
Void of Vision, What I'll Leave Behind. What a swan song. An amazing piece of work by an amazing band. RIP, hate to see them go. But yes, their Chronicles run is probably my favorite piece of work that they have, but I feel like they followed up and left us, like I said, with a swan song of an album, What I'll Leave Behind. It's amazing. Go check it out. Ocean Grove, Odd World. This is one that kind of came out of left field for me. It was something that I heard and I enjoyed a couple of singles, but I never really like dove into the album until a little later on. But it's just an all-around fun. It's a creative album. In 2024, you need something that stands out a little bit more than just like the generic metalcore sound, and Odd World by Ocean Grove does this. Number 18, Bloom, Maybe in Another Life. I had never heard of this band previously of this album. However, it toes the line of like early post-hardcore sound with like a modern core feel. It's a very, very emotional album and a very catchy album as well. Super groovy. And if you like that style of music, I'm sure you've heard of this album already, but I'm placing it at number 18, Bloom, Maybe in Another Life.
My fears come to life and the song of the life.
Number 17 is Freaks by Orly, another small band that I haven't heard a lot of people talk about this year. However, I'm starting to see it pop up on a lot more top 10 album of the year lists, EP of the year lists, whatever it may be. This is Orly. This is one of my predicted breakthrough bands of 2025. So go check them out if you haven't already. Orly, Freaks. I know this is going to rub a lot of people wrong. Number 16 is going to be You Won't Go Before You're Supposed To by Knock Loose. Yes, I have this a little lower on the list. However, I feel like, again, like I said, there's just been so much good metalcore this year. I'm not like a Knock Loose hater at all. I think the album is amazing. However, I just think there was a lot of other things that were a little bit more creative and a little sound this year. Knock Loose, You Won't Go Before You're Supposed To is a very commercial hardcore sound. And I think that's why so many people love them. I mean, they were on Jimmy Kimmel, you know what I mean? So it's an amazing band, not knocking them. Amazing artists, and I love what they're doing for the scene. However, they will land at my 16th. Number 15 is one of my used-to-be favorite bands, is Bring Me the Horizon. Yes, there's been a controversy of the change in sound that they've had over the years. However, Next Gen is an amazing album. I heard like a lot of good guitar work in there. I heard a lot of experimentation that really landed. And seeing as we don't know what the band's future is going to be after Jordan Fish left, I think that they left us at this point with a really great album. It's landing on my top 15.
'Cause I know you well, but you know me better. Through snow and sleet, it sure gets so hard to see. I'd go alone.
I was not expecting to like this band at all when I first heard them, because it just really wasn't my style. However, when the album came out, it really grew on me. The Home Team, The Crucible of Life. Extremely catchy album that everybody can really enjoy. So yeah, go check it out. Again, like I said, it's not really a heavy metalcore album, but it is still a scene album, and I think you could appreciate it. So number 14, Home Team, Crucible of Life. Jude's kind of toes the line in like 90s experimentation, like new metal-ish, Deftones-ish core, and it just does it in a way that makes it fresh for 2024. It's honestly really cool. Not a super like heavy album, but very, very catchy, amazing chorus. Go check out Jude's Sleepyhead. Kane Hill, A Piece of Me I'll Never Let You Find. This is a band that has consistently put out bangers. I would call them one of the most underrated bands in the scene. But yes, Kane Hill worked with Landon Tours at the Plot and You on this one, and they created amazing work. It's always going to be sound. I feel like Kane Hill is always going to land in one of my top 15s just because they have such a fresh sound. Again, like I said, in 2024, you have to stray away from that modern metalcore sound and experiment with something new, and I think these guys are on the new wave of metalcore.
So keep a straight face, and I'll do it again, and I'll do it again, and I'll do it again. When my mind begins to slip into a process.
One of my favorite up-and-coming bands, Graphic Nature, Who Are You When No One's Watching. For most of the scene, they've heard of this band. If you haven't jammed them yet, I'd strongly consider jumping on the train. These guys are amazing. Probably one of my favorite albums. It was really hard not to put this in the top 10, but this is my top 11.
I have spent my life chasing that.
Now we get to the nitty-gritty. It was so hard to find top 10, and at number 10, I'm going to place the entire volumes 1, 2, and 3 of Plot and You. from Forgotten, which is one of my favorite singles of the year, one of the heaviest breakdowns of the year, in my opinion, to Divide. There's just so many good songs from such a good producer, considering that this was going to be a band that at one point in time was going to break up, and then they come back and they deliver us this awesome piece of work. Definitely lands in the top 10. It's created memorable moments for the scene, and I think this is going to be a album that withstands the test of time within the metalcore scene. Number 9. Like I said, I'm all about experimentation, and I think nobody does it better than this band. Diamond Construct, Angel Killer Zero. This album is completely different than anything else you're going to hear in the scene this year, I promise. There's a lot of DJ elements to it. The guitar work, in my opinion, their guitarist is one of the most talented guys in the scene right now. If you haven't heard of Diamond Construct, go spin all of their discography. It's all amazing. But yes, Angel Killer Zero is definitely an album to listen to if you haven't already, at number 9. Number 8 is Inertia, Second Shadow. If you have not heard this album, pause this video and go spin it. This is one of my favorite albums. Obviously lands at number 8, but I think honestly it's one of my favorite albums that's been released in the past few years. It's so creative. There's a lot of elements on the album. Like one of the songs, they go off time purposely. There's amazing drum work on the album. The guitar work's insane, and the choruses are huge. If you haven't checked out this album already, please go do so.
Find a place to pull over, tear stain on your shoulder. 2 years is too long, still feel like I don't know you. You always wonder what it'd be like if I left. Take a look around, 'cause you stay.
Number 7, Bilmuri, Out of Left Field with American Motorsports. Such an amazing album. The guy's touring with Sleep Token, now, and like I said, it's not necessarily metalcore. I mean, this album even kind of toes on the line of like country, but there's also breakdowns in it. There's pop elements because it's Bill Murray. It's such a well-balanced album, so creative, unlike anything that I've ever heard before, and it sticks with you. It's catchy enough to be my number 7.
When it breaks, what breaks the mind? The taste starts to bleed the same. I can barely hold on to anything.
One of the best bands in the scene. I say it year over year. Every time these dudes drop, they've never dropped a bad album, never dropped a bad song, to be honest. Like Moss to Flames, The Cycles of Trying to Cope. This album is absolutely insane. The fact that it's made number 6 and it's not even my 3rd favorite, like Moss to Flames album, just shows how good it is, in my opinion, with Kintsugi. Amazing choruses. There's amazing guitar work as well, all throughout the album. Very creative album. Chris Roeder's got the pipes. The band's always been sound in every single release that they do. There's no way that I can't put them out of top 10, and in this year, they land at number 6. Now, on to the good stuff. Number 5 is a band that I've never really given the time of day. However, they have grown on me, and especially with this release, Erra, Cure. It's an amazing album. I would call it the staple metalcore sound, and they did it the best this year. Landing them at number 5. So before I go on to top 4, let me say that all 4 of these albums toe the line at number 1. It was really, really hard to figure out what I was going to do with these, and this is how I placed them. Alt from Another World at number 4. This is the new wave of metalcore. If you have not heard this album, Alt from Another World, go listen to it. But every song is memorable. It's a non-skip album, Alt from Another World. I need you to listen to me, okay? Top 3. You need to understand that one of these bands is probably a band you've never heard of, and it's one of the best releases. I'm doing Motal Reminder, Mortal Reminder. This album is absolutely insane, and I don't see it on anybody's top 10 list. Go listen to The Gravest Sin by Motal Reminder. Come back here and tell me that's not one of the best singles you've heard this year. It is such an amazing album. If you're a musician, you're going to love this. And if you're just a metalcore listener, this is something that's going to intrigue you, and it's something that you're not going to be able to turn off once you put it on. I promise it was so hard not to put this in number 1, but this was number 3, Mortal Reminder, with their release, Mortal Reminder. Half Me is going to be the biggest breakthrough band of 2025. No doubt about it. Their EP, Opium, is bar none one of the best EPs this year. It was really hard to... It's one of the best EPs this year. And I know a lot of y'all are expecting Counterparts or somebody to be up here, but they're not. That was an amazing album. Again, like I said, there was just so much amazing things that were done. But this one right here, Half Me, Opium EP, is one of the best releases this year. It is so good. It's a short EP, and every single song on it is absolutely immaculate. I cannot speak enough about this band. They're coming back to the States, so if you can catch them, go see them. Half Me, Opium EP.
Will you break all of the promises that you made? For you it should be easy to.
Number 1, without a shadow of a doubt, is Boundaries, Death is Little More. It takes a lot for an album, and I haven't seen an album come out like this since Heavener, where it dropped at the beginning of the year and everybody was like, hey, yeah, this is album of the year, without a doubt, and it's been that way for Boundaries. These guys were not a huge band in the metal scene. They weren't a small either, but now they've been, they released Death is Little More, and I feel like they've taken the crown, and they have a super bright future ahead of them if they keep releasing music like this. If you haven't heard Death is Little More, get out from the rock, go check it out. It's an amazing album, and yeah, they land at my number 1. So again, guys, honorable mentions. We're going to do Counterparts. We're going to do Kubla Khan. We're going to do Alpha Wolf as well. A lot of amazing Wage War with Stigma. It's a great album. Again, there was just so much good music dropped this year. It was very hard to choose. That is my top 25. I would encourage y'all to let me know yours down below. And again, please like this video. This helps the channel. Subscribe and go follow me on TikTok, Chris Metalcore. See you next time.